What are three of the most important things you can know about our housing market today? Hey there, I'm JC with the Agajanian Group at Whissel Realty, and today we're digging into three big topics that are going to affect our housing market. Of course, there's always lots of stuff going on in the world, and a lot of things actually affect our market directly. Some of them in a positive way, some of them obviously negative, and a lot of things we just really don't know. But the fact of the matter is there's three things that are really critical for us to get our head around and to really understand as we move forward and try to predict what we should do personally and as a whole. Those three things are the mortgage interest rates, what's going on with the housing materials to build homes, and of course, what's going to happen with a potential economic slowdown. First thing we're going to jump into and take a look at is mortgage rates. Of course, it's very important when you're considering buying a home or considering refinancing your home to know what you'll be charged to borrow that money. Of course, it's going to affect the decisions you make. And right now, we've seen phenomenally low mortgage interest rates. We've seen the lowest rates by far in the last year, and we're actually lower than we've been in the last 2 years. Rates are fantastic right now. If you own a home and you haven't refinanced, you should definitely consider it. And if you haven't bought yet, you should look into it because the chances of us having rates quite this low for a long period of time are not high. That being said, a recent report released by Freddie Mac says that even though these may be rock bottom rates we're seeing now, in the threes for crying out loud, they are forecasting for us to have lower rates in general for a long period of time. They're saying that we're not going to go back to the crazy days of the 70s and 80s of double digits and even sometimes in the teens of interest rates. It's not likely, so we're likely to have lower rates overall, but not necessarily this low. So there's a fantastic opportunity out there for you right now. The next big point we're going to look at is the cost of building materials. Of course, that's a core component to how much a home costs, whether you're renovating or adding on space, or for the developers who are making homes from scratch. How much it costs to actually build the homes is a huge component. So there's been tons of talks about tariffs and trade wars going on. We don't know exactly how this is all going to shake out, but recently there was a report released by the National Association of Home Builders that said that over $10 billion in goods imported from China alone each year are used in the construction of homes. Those are building materials. So like I said, we don't know exactly what's going to take place with all these negotiations between not only China but other countries as well. But there is the chance that we could see a spike in the cost to build homes, the cost to buy things at the Home Depot, the cost to hire your local contractor to do something on your home, to the tune of potentially 25%. So again, we're not Chicken Little screaming that the sky is falling. However, it's something to be aware of and to pay attention. We'll do that and keep you informed. The third important thing for you to know about the housing market is whether or not we're going to have an economic slowdown in the near future and how that's going to affect both your pocketbook and your housing value. In the recent history, we were reporting that we were expecting a recession, possibly, if not an economic downturn in late 2019, probably early 20. But as we've moved through some time, the economists that we pay attention to, who we consider the experts on the subject, are actually pushing that forecast out, saying that it's going to be longer from now, and it's also probably going to be not quite as severe as many had thought. Right now, we've got 3 different surveys and reports stating that it'll likely be 18 months or so away from now, and that it should probably be a pretty weak recession if there is one. More importantly, there's a chance that it could have no impact, if not a very small one, on our housing market. I'm sure you'll remember that the big recession, the Great Recession that we received 10 years ago, was largely caused because of the housing market. And because of that, most people, when they hear the word recession now, think that that also means collapsed values. It's not the case. They're independent. Sometimes they go together. Sometimes they go opposite directions. And in this case, what we're actually anticipating is not necessarily a huge downturn, but maybe a flattening or possibly even continued growth, but in a much smaller way. Think low single digits instead of high single digits and low double digits like we've seen in recent years. So the bottom line is, it's still a great time to buy. We're likely to still continue to have appreciation. And even if we do encounter a recession or small economic downturn, we're probably going to be just fine. So those are the 3 really important things for you to know about, consider, and keep your eye on as you watch the news, pay attention to videos like this regarding the housing market in general. Your mortgage interest rates, that's going to be affecting you the most personally. Of course, what it costs to build a home, what it costs to improve on your home, and then what's going on with the housing market and our economic market as a whole. I'm JC with the Agajanian Group at Whissel Realty. I hope you've enjoyed this clip, and I look forward to talking to you soon. If you have any questions or comments about that, please feel free to reach out at the number here or make a comment in the link below. Talk to you soon.